But the Caribbean is so much more than that, so much more than sun, sea and sand. And I would encourage visitors to look beyond the all-inclusive holiday environment that they often select, where guests enter on arrival in the country and depart from only to journey to the airport. Each island has a rich diversity of landscape. It's got emerald waterfalls, beautiful coral reefs, rolling hills, exciting flora and fauna.
What's at the core of all of those things? That's determining how you use your voice, how you set up the environment, what rules you deliver, the type of information you do, how you present. What's at the center?
Planning.
The audience. One of the greatest pitfalls that so many presenters do is they forget that this is all about the audience.
Okay, good morning everybody. Most of you know that my name is Andrea and I'm the founder and director of Play Vibes Media Group. It was a real baptism of fire and I got through it with success, and to cut a long story short, from that I got a residency in a club pretty much straight away. So then I was thrown into the whole music and DJing world.
You heard me say it many times today. This is not about whether your voice was too fast or too slow. It's not about whether you're too loud or too quiet. It's not about colloquialisms or not. It's about the audience.
CDC is looking to promote and help companies grow or diversify by trading internationally. And there's a lot of potential out there, especially in this current climate, where the economy is not so great within the UK, but you can take advantage of importing or exporting.
Think of it as a line, okay? A sliding scale, where you can choose where you want to be based upon your audience. Work the room, yeah? People talk about thinking about people naked. What we say is look for a friendly face. Yeah? If you've got a big place that you're presenting to, identify 3 or 4 friendly faces. And they're your points that you go through throughout the room. The person who's falling asleep, you don't know why they're falling asleep. Why are you going to conclude because you're boring? Conclude that they went out raving last night, they shouldn't have.
You just participated in the presentations masterclass seminar. How did you find it?
I found it really interesting, and also it helped me recognise areas that I thought I had covered. In fact, I didn't, which will, I hope, help me in the future, especially with getting jobs, because I wasn't being more proactive in what I needed to do when presenting myself.
Excellent. So, can you think of any particular area outside of getting jobs that you think that this seminar today will help you in?
It will help me with my course at university,
right.
And also it will help me for when I do start working and because I can go back and look at what all the step-by-step information that you've given us and apply that to the audience that I need to work with, so it'd be really helpful.
Okay, and if there's one thing you would tell the public, anybody who missed today's seminar, what would you tell them?
You missed out on a great lesson. It makes you look at yourself in more detail than you actually think. You think you look at yourself, but you actually don't. And to realise that you're always presenting yourself to somebody in some form. So how to do it in a better way.
So you've just taken part in the presentations masterclass. How's it been for you today?
It's been a very good day. I really enjoyed the session. There was lots of hints and tips on putting together a good presentation and things that I hadn't really thought about when I generally give presentations. So for me, it was a very useful session.
Any key points that you've come here and heard maybe for the first time or heard in a different way that you definitely know you're going to use?
Yeah, for me, there's lots of things that I hadn't personally thought about. One of the main things for me about the day was watching myself on camera and looking at sort of my body language. So the topics we covered in body language for me was particularly useful.
Okay.
And some of the tips on sort of keeping the audience interested in your speech, raising your voice and controlling the audience when you lower your voice and so on. So those things I thought was very pertinent to me.
Fantastic. And if you were to tell somebody about this seminar that wasn't here today, what would be something you'd tell them?
I'm sure most people like myself probably think that it might be an intimidating day, but I found that the group were a good bunch. There was lots of things that you can take away and use practically on a day-to-day level. Also, it's not rocket science, but it's really nice to hear somebody else just go through presentation skills, just to validate your learning and to go away with hints and tips that you can apply in your everyday life.
Would you recommend it?
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we've just had the presentation seminar, masterclass.
Right.
What are your feelings?
I thought it was actually worthwhile doing. When I first thought about it, I didn't think it was relevant to me.
Okay.
But when I got here, I realised actually it was very important to me.
Okay.
And I have come away with a lot of learning.
Sounds like you got a lot from that.
I did.
What recommendations would you make to others if they were thinking about going on a presentations course?
That they shouldn't hesitate coming on this course because it's actually very useful.
Yes.
The videoing in particular is a useful tool. Seeing yourself and having proper feedback about the way in which you present yourself, your mannerisms, all of those important techniques which are important for presentation. It's good to hear it back.
So would you recommend it?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.